Hello, my name is Alan Lieberoff, and my nickname is Big Al. Welcome to www.savingamerica.com. This is a 15-minute video that will help you and our country tremendously. It is made up of a series of 5-minute segments. After each segment, scroll to and click on the next segment. Folks, I just want to mention something. I have a home office and they're doing street construction next to me. You may be hearing some drilling. If you do, I apologize, and maybe we won't pick it up. If we do pick it up, this is a very important message I have, so I'll continue with it, and then in a couple more days, when they finish the street construction, I will come back with the same program. But anyway, Saving America with BigAl.com is a byproduct of my latest ebook, Making It On Your Own Big Time. But we will talk about that later. There are many things we can do to restore the American economy. However, the crux of the matter is we are outsourcing too much of our manufacturing to other countries. They are eating our lunch, leaving too many Americans out of work and not being able to pay their taxes. As reported in The Economist magazine, today the United States has a negative trade balance of $639 billion, which means we buy way more from other countries than we sell to other countries. China, on the other hand, has a positive trade balance of $189 billion. They sell way more to other countries than they import from other countries. We can no longer exist under these conditions. I am not saying we should stop outsourcing all of our manufacturing. I am saying we have to have a level playing field. Much of our outsourcing to other countries is manufactured under slave-like working conditions. In China, the average factory worker works 60 to 80 hours a week and receives approximately $50 a month. It is now reported that the Chinese factory workers are now being allowed to form unions to negotiate better salaries and working conditions. However, even with this, they will still be far behind the United States in salaries, working conditions, and living conditions. In addition, we also farm out manufacturing to Bangladesh, India, Somalia, and other countries with slave-like working conditions. So what should we do? The answer is selected and flexible tariffs, as follows. I'm going to use the word widget to represent a manufactured product. And now we need an index. An index is something we use to compare things. In baseball, the index is home runs. The team with the most home runs wins the game. In football, the team with the most touchdowns win the game. And so we're going to use, as an index, in this discussion, we will use a modest but decent 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, which I feel all Americans and people all over the world should be able to live in. And let us say that the American worker who works in a widget factory making widgets works a 40-hour week and can afford 50% of this 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. And on the other hand, let's say that the widget worker in China, even with a union, can only afford 10% of this modest house. We then say, how much does this worker have to make in a 40-hour week to afford this house? We then calculate this and add it on as a tariff. Now we have a level playing field. If China or similar countries raise their per-hour wages and now they can afford 50% of this modest house, that we just discussed, we will withdraw the tariff. Now we can all compete with each other fairly. Now here's what we must do immediately. Everyone, go to your computer and Google in, who is my congressperson? Google will ask you to type in your address with zip code. In a few moments, the name of your congressperson and his or her email address will appear. Just type in the following: Dear Mr. and Mrs. Congressperson, use their real name. I want you to put tariffs on merchandise entering this country that were made in other countries under substandard working conditions and pay. If these tariffs are not in place when you run for re-election, I absolutely will not vote for you. Sincerely yours, and then put your name down, sign it with your name. Also, give them this website that they can look at themselves, www.savingamericawithbigal.com. Follow the same steps with your senator that represents you. Just say, who is my senator? And they'll ask for your address and zip code and so forth. In addition, contact President Obama via Google and email him the same message. If millions of Americans do this, our economy will be booming again. I'd like to remind you that American soldiers didn't die in the Revolutionary War, the First World War, the Second World War, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Mideast War to build up China. In addition, we better remember, China supported North Korea in the Korean War and still supports them now. How many American soldiers have to die in battle until our government gets it right? Please note, entrepreneurs created the businesses in our country, America. But it was the American soldier who created and protected America so that entrepreneurs could start businesses in this country. American soldiers are returning from the Mideast War after 5 tours of duty and cannot find jobs. Many are sleeping in the streets. And I have new rules for Congress. All new bills can have no more than 20 pages, and they must be presented to the public before Congress votes on them via, they can just use a website, say this is the bill that we're going to vote on, and we'd like you to take a look at it. If Congress insists on more than 20 pages, that's fine, but they must take an exam to prove they understand the new bill. If they receive a score of less than 85%, they cannot vote on the bill. Bottom line, they're going to be given a test, just like you are given a history test, a geometry test, a social studies test, and you've got to come up with a decent score if you're going to pass. Our Congress people have to prove themselves now in the future. If you have any questions or comments about this website, go to the attached blog with your questions or comments, and I will get back to you. And now about my latest book, Making It On Your Own Big Time. Create your own future and create a new world. This book sells for $9.95. It's an ebook. You can get it right on your desktop. And it's also a perpetual book, which means as new opportunities occur in an ever-changing economy, you will receive these opportunities at no extra charge. You can download it on your desktop. This book contains numerous self-employment opportunities in numerous financial endeavors, from realistic opportunities in the entertainment field, the journalism field, fast food opportunities, opportunities for teachers, lawyers, and accountants, and right down to starting a janitorial service. Google my name into the internet to check on my credibility to write and promote this book. I'll spell my name right now. Allen, A-L-L-E-N, Lieberoff, L-I-E as in ever, B as in boy, E as in ever again, R as in Robert, O, F as in Frank, F as in Frank again. Go and then go to www.makingitonYourOwn.biz, B-I-Z. The first 3 to 4 pages are free. They describe the book and give you the names of all of the chapters. About 1 minute after these pages show up on your computer, you will see the Network Solutions icon appear in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. This icon assures you of the safety of this website and the safety of your money. In other words, the $9.95 you pay. If you choose to purchase this book via your computer, scroll down to I agree and click on it, and you will have the opportunity to pay for it via PayPal or your favorite credit card. I have been assured by many experts in the computer field that this book can also be downloaded on Kindle or similar reading machines. My previous books have been published by Prentice Hall and Simon & Schuster. I would like to tell you why this ebook is so important. Many of the endeavors can help to finance your way through college, and then after college, develop this part-time business into a full-time lucrative business after you graduate from college. There's another consideration why you should buy this book. We all have to realize that we can no longer work until 65 and then start collecting Social Security checks for the next 20 or more years. We may have to work a lot longer than our parents and grandparents. If this is the case, you don't want to have to depend on employers to pay you well and also be nice to you. You may have already realized that many employers can be very brutal to you. In addition, we must also consider the reality that you can eventually suffer from chronic diseases, such as heart trouble, high blood pressure, diabetes, and many other diseases that they're working on but still can make you very uncomfortable as you grow older. And if you have a chronic disease, you want more rest. You need more rest periods, and you'll get that if you own your own business. Also, if you are the boss and you have a chronic problem, you can always hire a couple of part-time employees that can allow you to take several rest periods during the day and more than just one vacation a year. In addition, there can be more tax deductions when you own your own business than when you're working for someone. This book also has the following chapters: a great health care program that I feel is better than anything our government has come up with. It'll be easier on your budget. And fair business practices for all Americans, how to go about owning a retail store, new rules for Congress, which I just met, and our Mideast policy. Also, there's a chapter on utilizing our soldiers who fought bravely in the Mideast War and are now unemployed. For the first 100,000 books sold, $2 for each book sold will go into a fund to help you, to help our recent war veterans to start their own security business, to assist police officers in the making large and small communities safe to live in. After 100,000 ebooks are sold, $3 per book will go to this fund. I will now review what I feel is one of the most important chapters in the book: the importance of believing in God. We all have problems and frustrations. To handle them, you can go to God or go to a psychiatrist. God is cheaper. God can inspire you and strengthen you through good clergymen or clergywomen, women in the many churches and synagogues throughout the United States. Select a good church or synagogue and try to attend at least twice a month. If possible, once a week would be great. After about 6 months, you will feel stronger, braver, and more sure of yourself. Good clergy people are like good athletic coaches. They create winners. I'm going to close now. Thank you and have a great life. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.